From days 8 to 11, I was determined to continue learning new characters and start exploring more with the strategy of assists and team dynamics. Around this time, I resolved to level up my out-of-game prep a bit more, so I started exporting some quick practice videos to a combo drilling playlist on YouTube as a reference for myself. I would treat this practice almost as a little challenge for myself to try and beat my own personal best, and in turn, it helped me get more familiar with each character I was playing as. In online matches, I resolved it was time to experiment with a full team of 3 characters. My goal was to stick with Beowulf and build a team that would augment my basic game plan of getting in, building hype, and tossing my opponent around for huge damage. Here's what I was focusing on during those matches. A basic team strategy. The first thing I did was swap in Cerebella over Eliza. Her Cerebella assist was great for building Beowulf's hype mid-combo, and I found the sort of handoff combo style to be really exciting and fun to play with. As my third, I chose Double to act as more of an all-rounder. I wanted to experiment with the tools she had for dealing with range, both on her own and with assists, and lots of resources on the internet talked about how adapted she is to any team composition. And before anyone asks, I did consider Big Band, but even though I love his character design a ton, I mostly wanted to avoid mirror matches against my friend this early on in the learning process. Experimenting with Double's assists. Unlike Cerebella's assist, which had a very clear and specific purpose for my team's strategy, Double was a little bit more up in the air, and my goal was to just find one assist that could fill the gaps in my offense and approach strategy, which admittedly, so far, has pretty much just been jump forward and hope for the best. 2 assists in particular I used a good amount were Hornet Bomber, a multi-hitting forward dive that reaches really far and carries the opponent far away, and Cilia Slide, a fast, low-hitting dash that vacuums the opponent towards you. Chicken blocking on approach. Last time, I was slapped in the face a lot trying to jump forward recklessly. For now, I was practicing holding back when jumping in or running forward to try and bait out a counterattack and punish, but admittedly, I still had a lot to work on in this regard. New characters, new problems. Here's only a handful of things I struggled with. Cerebella's charge motion inputs. Like many people trying out a fighting game for the first time, I found charge inputs to be pretty hard to wrap my brain around at first. Since I wasn't in the habit yet of constantly preempting a charge command whenever feasible, I found that if I ever wanted to use Cerebella's command dash to advance forward, I had to pretty much grind my brain to a halt, very deliberately charge back, and only then would I be able to perform the move. Even then, I was so unreliable at it, it was kind of embarrassing. Dropping my double combo against Big Band. I learned that certain combos behave differently against different weight classes, which, coming from Smash, is admittedly nothing I'm really unfamiliar with conceptually. Double's primary barrel loop combo is a great example of this, as it requires a very different timing in order to link the aerial and ground segments together, depending on the weight of the opponent that's being hit. I pretty much never got this right. Wakeup timing on hard knockdown. All of Beowulf's throws have different effects if you spend hype. The hype version of his default aerial throw, Canis Major Press, will cause a hard knockdown on your opponent, which just means it takes them longer to stand up and they can't choose a direction to roll on Wakeup. This is really fantastic for Beowulf and a huge aspect of his offensive game plan that I wanted to practice, but I kept missing the timing and attacking too early. Weird to think I was actually too fast most of the time. I would have thought it would be the other way around. Tracking my team order and which character I was tagging to. Again, due to my unfamiliarity with team fighters, the basic concept of team order was something I really struggled with. In a nutshell, the order of your team not only determines what character will come next in chained super moves, but also which assist or tag button is assigned to each character. I didn't just have trouble remembering to use the correct buttons when my team order changed. I often failed to even recognize the situations when my team order changed in the first place. These games were really fun, and I could really start to feel like I was improving, even in really small ways. I expected to struggle with the specific mechanics of the characters I had recently added to my team, but was surprised by how hard it was for me to keep track of that team and not tag into the wrong character or call the wrong assist. This was especially challenging, since due to the way uneven teams work in this game, my friend's solo big band would only need 1 or 2 really good punishes to completely wipe out a character if I messed up. That being said, I admit that trying to juggle 3 characters was still really hard for me with how much I felt I had to continue practicing first. So for the next few days as I moved forward, I would resolve to go back to focusing on just 2 characters again for a little while. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.